My name is Josef Madisia. I was born in Utrecht in 1954, and I've seen the end of South African occupation in Namibia. I've seen independence, and I've seen the post-independence period of Namibia as well. So I've seen three important eras in the history of Namibia, and I've even seen now, through my art, when it becomes evident on what I've experienced also in my post-independence of Namibia. Furthermore, I'm an artist, but over the years, it has gone so many ways. I always say to people when they ask me, because sometimes I'm running a social media page called Contemporary Art Namibia. There's at the moment now 965 members. It's not only Namibia, it's all over the world. The main thing of this is it gives me constant challenges to look at my own work, to look at the work of my peers beyond borders, not only here. And it's very important because this particular work was created, which is also part of the collection. It's catalogued, and yet it's in Norway. It's in Norway. And if I work alongside people like that, which work in such meticulous detail, I have to catch up, you know. I cannot be complacent Namibia style everywhere, and people are watching you, and you have to be on that level, otherwise you're out. So those are one of the things that I've noticed in these years, that I have to read a lot. I have to make a lot of contacts with people up to Cuba. You can look at it wherever it is. Philippines. All of them. If I ask something in the inbox, they advise me and so on. South Africa is great guys that I work very closely with. Somehow, I think it let me move with the new media. It makes me move beyond borders. I'm almost like 24 hours international. In the morning when I get up, somebody from Russia will see my green little light burn and say, "Good morning, Joseph." You see, it has gone so far.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, so Uncle Joe, now tell me, what inspired you to become an artist? Where did it start for Josef Madisia?
To become an artist, I think since childhood. I just know that I was very good in art. I was always in the classroom. I was good in simple subjects. It's not so noticed today, but geography, biology, those things where you are forced to do drawings. It was good. And also, people would not think of it like that. Physics, people don't think of physics about it. But physics play important role. Look like the shadows on you. I have to work on my shadows like these bubbles here. I have to find the ways that it's really convincing, that ball is somewhere in the air there. Those little things, if you make the shadows, you have to make sure your shadows is all in the same direction. You cannot make shadows haphazard. And those things are things which one needs to take notice of. I study many different artists, and I look at, for example, the night scene here. I have to look at the stars. I have to make sure that. So, and also anatomy. Anatomy is very important for your work, because it should show body features very clearly, the roundness of it. That helps, for example, that you can get more depth in your work. And the thing is also, I love to draw. It's one of my strong points. And I realized that to camouflage my drawing too much. It's like previously, like here also, it's a little bit too much camouflage. I realized in the last one here, you see clear lines for the first time. You get clear lines and fresh lines, and it really makes sense. It starts to work together. You can see even here, is the black line, so there's transparent. You go over it. There's the green lines on the black one. So I print over it. I print over the black. So that is what I can say.
Right.
Yeah.
So now let's go to, if you have to select 3 words that you would say, this explains my art,
Yeah.
what would those 3 words be?
I thought over it, and I thought, if I look at it, I've said it already, maybe I haven't said so clearly when I said that our whole life is divided and divided through with art. If I look at it, I say that first of all, I mentioned it, for example, I think it's Noam Chomsky who said it, that there would have never been any history of art, which is so accurate. If there was no, history wouldn't be there if it wasn't for art. For example, if you look at the painting of Thomas Baines, if he didn't paint the Walvis Bay people there on the Walvis Bay, those years with the date, everything on it, we couldn't claim to say they were there. But that specific painting with that 1800 or 1700 date tells you that the Khoisan people or Khoikhoi people were there, the Toknas were there already. So it's like that. That is not the educational part of it. The other part of it is you have to tell stories that people can relate to. That is the history that you can relate to, which is legends like Mamiwata. You must be able to bring that across. There is the other part. So you mentioned 3 there, but if you look at it, I always see it as 3-dimensional. And the last one on this side is where I have to develop a certain way of expressing myself that people will also research one day. They would like to know, but how did traditionally it was done like this, but now suddenly it has changed. And I also studied my former master's works. I studied it. I can show you. I took part in Frankfurt. It is this kind of works that also inspire me to work harder, because I put the bar much higher, or documentation put me much higher, and I have to live up to it. One can see, and I try to get different nuances of grays out of the board, in fact, actually. And it's very important. If you look at the mouth here, you can look at this. You don't see a mouth here, but if you look carefully, I've cut this board in such detail that you can even see those 2 lips there. One learn with every board you have got a new challenge, because even this industrial board that they make is not so well done now.